if we really got any of these sponsorships that we ever or always fucking mentioned, that would be we'd be fucking.
Bro, we'd be rich.
You made it. You guys made it.
It would be bussin'.
Yeah, you could finally pay your marketing team.
Army, please sponsor us.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, now we have another guest of ours. He was in one of our previous episodes, Zachary Myers.
Hey, how's it
joining
going?
us on this episode. We are talking about...
He has his medical degree. He is going to be talking to us today about neurosciences. He also had a paper published in the New York Times, best-selling author, Zachary Myers.
Everyone, this is where you clap. In your car, not us.
Snap, 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 snaps.
Finger snaps. No, he's just another fucking person like us.
Yep, that everything he just said is a lie. I don't have my MD.
Not yet, at least. Not yet.
I don't have a paper published in the New York Times. Yeah. Zachary Myers, cancel
People are
culture.
start looking up into your life and be like, nah, this guy is not what he says he is.
He don't even got a Wikipedia on him.
This dude is acid music.
That's what I've been saying, man.
Oh, damn. Oh, so it's like that.
That intro with the bass after the clinking and the pouring, that small intro in our intro is made by
our very own. Zachary
yours
Myers.
truly.
Yeah.
I really love the intro.
And we're not paying him for it because we have no money to pay.
Yeah, we also agreed
No,
on 0%.
it's all good. It's all good.
We told him once we make money, we'll throw some cents in there.
3%.
A little
3%.
high, but okay.
All right, okay.
You're getting greedy.
Let me at least get 1%. 1%.
The marketing team isn't even getting 1%.
Yeah, I'm
All right, okay. I'll take 0.3.
So what is everyone drinking? Because we never said, and we said that we would say that
That's
what
true.
everyone was drinking. So I'm trying this ghetto ass version of Corona Sunrise without the sun, because it's missing orange juice. So it's pretty much like a bloody sun. So it's Corona with grenadine, a shot of tequila, and some lime juice.
I am just drinking Corona Premier. No, low fat, because I'm not trying to get fat.
And you finished a can of...
Yeah, we got hype.
And Mike's harder. Yeah, harder.
Harder.
So,
Yeah.
with the hard R.
There's Mike's hard, right?
Yeah, there's
But this one's Mike's harder.
Mike's harder.
Yeah, it's got that hard R at the end.
It's got that hard
Whoa!
R. It does. It's Mike's harder.
Is it harder though? Like, is it really hard?
It's just I don't know.
Does it tingle your throat?
It's probably harder because it's.
Does it reach the dangly thing at the back of your throat?
No, it's probably harder because it's just the can is taller, so that's what makes it harder probably.
Okay, so the percentage of it. What's the percentage in that?
The percentage is. Where's the percentage on this?
Where's
At the
the
bottom.
where's the nutrients on that bitch?
There is no
Wait, what?
It
just says-
I believe that there's
Oh.
no calories.
It's 8%.
8%. Yeah.
I saw this. It just said warning contains alcohol. I was like, duh. Like how much though?
It's however much you want it to believe. Whatever you believe it has, it's what's in there.
100.
Mike's harder. Please sponsor us.
Corona, please sponsor us.
And Zachary is having some Corona Extra.
Corona Extra, and then
extra carbs.
I'm about to pour myself a shot of Patron with some grenadine and some lime juice.
Nice.
I gotta catch up.
Yeah, and if you're watching the video version, if this is part of the video version, you will see him do that. And Robus over here, or Rudy, as you guys know him, had drank a black cherry White Claw.
Yeah, I had a black cherry White Claw. And now I'm drinking Corona Premier.
Is this how Corona Premier makes you feel?
Yeah.
I can feel that.
Yeah, I hope you can.
Chupapi muñeña.
Bro, we need like we need more ports.
So I'm telling them you gotta get like a
More
Actually, you know what's funny
Like a
is
sound like-
right before you called me, I was actually on Safari, fucking looking at the Focusrite 18i8. Yeah, the one with the 4 preamp.
we need that shit.
We need 4 holes.
Dude,
you need like
we even-
it's a soundboard. You like what you need is a soundboard. You know, just make like funny noises. You like you have like chupapi muñeño in there. You know?
Bro, like that dude literally told us like, you guys might want a bigger interface, but we're both cheap
We
as
didn't
fuck.
say that.
But he
He
did.
didn't say that.
He did. He said you might want a bigger interface just in case you have more people. And we're like, nah, we're not gonna have more. And look, A week in.
Here we are.
A week in.
You guys didn't think that.
In like a month or two.
You guys didn't think you get this big. You guys are pretty big.
I'm gonna be humble here and say we're not big at all.
No.
Hey, in my eyes, you guys are. And honestly, I love the shirt too.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So my favorite design on your guys' merch is this one.
Yeah, and this is him saying truthfully.
That's
You know,
because I told him I was like, yo, that,
this was I drew this actually. I was in the office and this what's the word I'm looking for? It was
y'all show the camera.
oh yeah.
What is it that you're showing? Oh, you drew a military ID.
Yeah, I drew a military ID and it was
Have you
based
tried
off
using
of,
that?
off of
Have
that
you tried
drawing.
using that?
No, so I have a couple times. Whenever I go to the gate and I just see like some private or whatever at the gate, it looks like he's having a shitty day, just hate his life. I just pull it up and I'm like, here you go. And I'm like, oh fuck, shit, wrong ID. And like they'll just start laughing and shit,
Gets
brighten people's
arrested.
days. this motherfucker.
This morning, actually, it was actually a private who was going through my ID. He was like, "Good afternoon. Oh, I mean, good morning, Sergeant. It's been a long night." And then he scans my ID. He's like, "All right, have a good night. I mean," and then I was just like, "Yep, bye." Like this dude did not know. He was tired.
He did not know how to address a non-commissioned officer.
He was tired.
You should have smoked the shit out of him. Should have smoked the shit out of him.
I know you're at the gate, but you need it for. So let me ask you, Zach.
Whoa, you call me Zachary? What?
Yeah.
I haven't been called that in so
On a
long.
first name basis here on the podcast, how do you feel about men's health? Do you feel like men in general
Have health.
Yeah, do you feel like
Do
men
we
in
have
gen-
health?
Do you feel like men in general are healthy, or do you feel like toxic masculinity gets in the way?
I say that there's a good portion of men that are pretty healthy. Like the general population of men are fairly healthy. Like a lot of people who are in the military, which is actually only 1% of the U.S., which
2%
isn't a whole lot. Oh, it's 2% now.
Yeah.
Oh shit, we're growing in numbers.
So
yeah,
we went from being 1% of the entire United States to being 2%.
Yeah, so now we're not shit anymore.
Yeah.
Just another fucking person.
Yeah, just.
But no, I really do think that like at least the majority of men are pretty healthy. There are some people out there that don't necessarily take care of their bodies, but who was it? Sorensen, he did have a lot of good words to say about getting into, what was it?
This Sorensen person is another friend of ours. But
Yeah.
no, yes.
I wouldn't call him a friend, but.
Another colleague, associate, person we know. Yeah, he had some good things to say. We're mainly talking about testosterone and testosterone therapy, pretty much for the normal average person would think of it as steroids, but it's not. But yeah, well, it looks like you have something to say, Rudy.
Yeah, I got a question for you.
Oh,
And
yes.
Juarez was truthful about it. Did you wash your balls today?
Did I wash my balls?
Yeah.
Have
Did you wash?
your balls today?
Yes, I did.
Did you
actually.
genuinely?
Yes.
Get in there and
Scrub.
scrub 'em.
Yes, I
Scrub.
did.
Like, are
Like
you sure?
scrub. I have
I
a loofah.
I have
you
a
have a
loofah. Nice.
He has a washcloth, which I think is the
I
weirdest shit
What
ever.
the fuck?
I have a washcloth.
A washcloth. I think the washcloth is disgusting. People
Like
who
the
use
army issued washcloth.
no, like and people in general, if you use a washcloth in the shower, you are a disgusting person.
What is different? What different? Why?
Because I just feel like that's like we're not in the 1800s anymore. It's like
Okay, so why? What makes a washcloth better? I mean, sorry. What makes a loofah better than a washcloth?
because a loofah you can just like rinse it out in the
You can rinse out a
shower.
washcloth.
It's nasty though because it's like a towel, right? Like when you dry yourself off, you wash that towel. Like you don't wash it in the fucking shower. You throw it in the laundry.
In the washer.
Yeah, in the washer.
You wash it in the washer.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like a loofah. You can wash it in the shower. You can like
you wash the wash.
But I mean,
the wash rag.
the rag also gets washed at the same time too. Like
no, because it's
What do you mean? It's full of water. There's soap.
yeah, they're
You rinse it out.
and you scrub your balls and butthole with it.
I scrub my balls with my sponge. It's a sponge with the fucking exfoliating wrap around it. So it's like it's kind of like a loofah, but like next level. but like, you know.
Next level.
He's fancy.
So
Wait.
imagine a memory foam sponge material.
The shape of my ass.
Wrapped in loofah exfoliating wrapping, and that's what I had. After I've only been using it for a week because I bought it maybe like last week. But after using it, I've really noticed that like my skin is smoother. Because like if you just use your hands, and this is for everyone, and like if you just use your hands to use body wash or scrub your body, you're not really scrubbing the dirt off. You're kind of like
just like
you're
rubbing it in.
You can if you get like hot water and like you really fucking scratch it in, but you're not totally exfoliating that dirt off. But you know, I like after using my spongy square
loofah,
I guess.
fancy loofah.
Yeah, it's 100% recommended. If you're not using something similar, you definitely should. And I will say should, because your hands are not doing enough.
I think my hands do enough.
No, they don't.
I gotta ask two questions now for everyone here. One, do you all genuinely wash your assholes?
Oh, 100%.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
I
like
get in there.
scrub?
I get in
Yes.
there. I get.
I
I,
spread
Yes.
my cheeks and I squat
get in there.
down. No, I
Oh, you
squat down.
squat?
I squat down first. Yeah, because when you squat, when you get in a squat form, you're naturally spread out, in a sense. Like if you're standing, imagine this.
I understand.
If you're standing, your cheeks are smushed together.
Yeah.
But when you squat, there's that natural separation, and so I do that in the shower. When I try to wash my ass, I squat and then I fucking scrub it. I fucking get up all in there. I don't fucking finger bang myself.
no, I do. I finger bang myself when I'm
You
like.
finger bang yourself?
Really? Yeah, I get in there. So like I literally, and when I wipe my butt, I get in there.
Like toilet paper in your ass.
Yeah, I like two fingers and like you.
Wait.
I get in there because like I feel like.
So you finger your ass?
Okay,
so no-
hold on, pause. When you take a shit and wipe your ass, you put two fingers in your asshole?
Yes.
Like inside your
In my asshole.
your
Check.
rectum.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
That is kind of impressive.
Yeah.
Damn, bro, what's up? What
Yeah.
you doing later?
Hey man. I'm
What is your theory behind that?
so like a visual demonstration is like I've
Visual. Show the camera.
If you
So,
really
get
want
the
to
cameras.
this is off camera.
Where's the camera? All right, so
What's going on?
so like you like it'd be like, for example, I'm gonna try to talk it out. If you like make like a hole with your fist like this, if you guys, for the viewers who view this, say for example, right?
Yeah.
So this is your butthole, and then there's like shit in here, right? And if you just like wipe off, like, so like you see you're wiping, you're just wiping the surface, but two fingers, you get in there, and you're getting the excess. So like during the day, make a fist,
Make a fist, and then your index finger and thumb, that hole or that sphincter-like thing that you see on the side of your fist, you wipe the surface of that. But in theory, there's still shit inside of your fist, and that inside of your fist is pretty much the inside of your butthole. So you get inside there.
I get up in there, yeah. I get up in there. Cause like I don't know if you had those times.
How does the paper not rip, or does it like straight finger?
I've mastered the technique. You know, it's like
You mastered.
Yeah, like there's
God.
So like I don't know if
Damn.
you guys if you guys have ever had this issue where like during
So
the
you
day.
must have a really relaxed butthole.
I mean, I try to, you know,
Okay.
but like
That's impressive.
Damn,
You
bro,
must have
what's up?
some
What you
really
doing later?
nice
But,
toilet
like-
paper.
Yeah, what brand of toilet
Yeah.
paper do you use?
Charmin,
Charmin.
Charmin?
Ultra strong?
Ultra
strong?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I buy the so far.
best toilet paper around.
It is Charmin. If
Yeah.
you're listening, please sponsor us. We
Yeah.
use your paper all the time.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm saying, so like I'll like there's people who like during the day they say, oh yeah, my butthole gets itchy. It's because you didn't wipe the inside of your butthole.
After, if you have shit during the day, and later that day your butthole is itchy, there's two reasons actually, not just one. Not just the fact that you didn't wipe correctly. One is, yes, you did not wipe correctly, and there's residual shit around, and you're sweating, and you're moving your butt cheeks, and then there's just rubbing, and it's irritating the skin, causing itchiness. Second reason is because there's microscopic worms in your butt. So you've ever heard
Like actual like live worms.
like live worms. Have you ever heard the term, maybe in Spanish, you have tienes gusanos en tu culo, or like you have worms in your ass? Like, why are you all like hyper? Why are you all like, and it's like, oh, like what's wrong with this person? He must have worms up his ass, As a matter of fact, it is a thing, and they can be visible sometimes. But just so you know, sometimes if there's no other explanation, if you didn't wipe, if you wiped correctly, sorry, there's 3 explanations. The wiping incorrectly, the possibility of these worms that you can get rid of through diet and medication, and the third reason is if you have hemorrhoids and they burst a little bit and you have a little bit of bleeding, that dry blood will cause itchiness. So I recommend for all the men who have hemorrhoids, because a lot of men don't know that they have hemorrhoids because they strain a lot. As for women as well, but if you have hemorrhoids, use wipes, baby wipes, and if you flush them, make sure they're flushable baby wipes, because we're trying to save the environment at the same time.
Hell yeah.
Lotion on the toilet paper if you don't have wipes. You can also take a bath in Epsom salt. Epsom salt will take care of that. There's hemorrhoid creams you can use. There's some tubes with the pointy attachment that you put inside, like 1 inch up your rectum, and then you squeeze the tube, and it's supposed to tighten up the vessels, the blood vessels, and eventually get rid of the hemorrhoids. Also,
and so those are for the internal ones, because you have internal and external.
And then some people have internal fissures, which are internal cuts and scrapes inside the lining of the walls inside your anus, and you can get rid of those as well with certain medications. If you ride a bicycle long term or all the time, you're more prone to hemorrhoids. If you lift heavy all the time, you're more prone to hemorrhoids. If you're sitting for several hours a day, you're more prone to hemorrhoids. If you're constantly straining and you don't have enough fiber in your diet, you could have hemorrhoids. And it's just nothing to be embarrassed about. Like, the majority of people eventually in their life get them at one point.
I wanted to bring up something. Not about hemorrhoids or whatever the fuck.
No, yeah. That's all I had to say.
Yeah. No. I wanted to bring up something else about men's health, and that's homie love.
Yeah.
Love for the homies.
That's a very good point.
So, I feel like
this is a certified homie check.
Yeah. How y'all doing?
Hey, bro, you okay?
You good?
If no one's asked you today how your day's been, we want to know.
Yeah.
Let's
we
just
genuinely care. We're not just saying this to say this, but we genuinely care about everyone listening.
Hey, attack dudes versus everything.
We'll just take a moment of silence for 30 seconds to let them respond.
We'll give it like 3 seconds.
Okay, we'll give them 3 seconds. Or if you just want to pause the podcast, you can do so, and then you can just tell us.
All right, we'll give you 3 seconds. Ready?
Okay. All right. So,
hope you're doing okay. If no one's told you yet, you are appreciated. And if you don't have friends if you have friends that you consider your best friends, but they don't express their care and love for you, just know that they probably do love you. They just don't know how to express it.
Yeah, there's but speaking of like a homie check, that men are 3 times more likely to they're 3 times more they're prone to suicide, 3 times more than women
I
are.
wanted to talk about
that.
So they're 3 times more more prone to suicide.
There are much more suicides that are men. That more men kill themselves than women, and it's a very sad thing.
It's I think it's due to the fact that the whole stigma of man, or you're not a man if you cry. I cry all the time.
You gotta be strong.
I literally cry a few times a week watching Grey's Anatomy.
I cry all the time.
I just cried last week, so
nice.
Actually, I feel like it's something weekend. It's hammered into your fucking mindset.
From the day you're born, from your grandparents, from my grandpa always said oh, men don't cry. Why are you crying?
Yeah. Especially for me speaking for as I can't speak for anybody else. For the Mexican heritage, men are you have to be strong. You have to be this and that. But there's supposed to be time where it's too much to handle, and then people don't care as much because you're meant to be the certain way, and it's draining. It's really draining on men because they have to keep up that reputation.
And I feel like society in the United States. I won't speak for the rest of the world, but I've seen a lot of progress in the recent 3 years, I'll say.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, not so much. But in the recent 3 years, I feel like progression has gotten a lot better, and there's a lot more advocacy for men's health, for men's mental health, for men's everything, pretty much. And it's not to be like a sexist thing. It's not that like men are better, because we're not. I feel like everyone is equal, and you're only better in the sense of like if you're not an asshole. But I'm varying off of what I was trying to say. But like, people are getting better at it, and it's slowly changing the stigma, and it really starts with the people that know about it. It really starts with like, what's the word? It's awareness, and not just like, oh hey, dudes kill themselves more. Like, okay, like what do we do about it? Like, no, like change the workplace, change like family. It starts with like, honestly, I think it starts with family, because like the older generations are like, no, like, that doesn't make you man. Like, stop crying, or like, no, you're too sensitive. Like, or you shouldn't do that.
There's no such thing as being too sensitive. I mean,
it is okay not to be okay. It is okay to feel what you feel whenever you feel it, and that is, quote me on that. It is okay. Like, you are allowed to be you.
Another thing that I want to talk about is fucking. I guess it's not really talked about, but it still happens. Is men in domestic violent relationships or abusive relationships.
Yeah.
And it happens, you know.
Yeah, maybe not as much as the reported, cases as women.
Yeah,
but it's
because they're not reported.
Because they're not reported, and
it goes back to that stigma.
Even if everyone was reported, many more women get
abused. No, for sure.
Yeah.
But the fact is, no one talks about the times that dudes get abused.
Yeah, and the reason for that is because it goes back to the whole stigma. Like, oh, like
you're not a man. You're a machismo. Like, you're getting beaten by your wife.
Yeah. Like, I feel like if a man were to ever speak up, I mean, in my personal opinion, what I've seen growing up, you're not seen as a man. And this whole like be a man fucking definition, it's kind of bullshit, you know. Like, I mean, especially, like you said earlier, like growing up like in a Hispanic heritage, like it is definitely fucking hammered into like the day you're fucking born. Like, be a man, fucking be a man. You gotta be the man of the household. You gotta fucking do everything. You gotta like support the family. You gotta do it. But sometimes, it's fucking hard, you know.
Yeah. Like, so, bro, let me take a break real quick.
It's crazy too, because like my mom, she's like, I was raised by my mom, single household. So my mom was like,
you didn't have a dad?
No, I didn't. Like growing up, I didn't have a dad growing up. So my mom was like the man of the house, right? But then she still hammered the whole idea of you're a man. Even though clearly I didn't have a man in my life to have a role model. Mm-hmm. So then my mom still hammered that ideology into me that you have to be a man.
That must have been really confusing for you, because you didn't have a man to look up to. And you didn't know how to quote unquote be a man in the time. Like, how do I be a man if there is no man in your life?
Right.
Like, she's kind of setting you up for failure.
Yeah.
And like same with me. Like, I was raised by a single mother. She raised 6 kids all by herself, and like, to me, I feel like I'm a more sensitive person because my mom, raised me to, believe that like it's okay to have feelings, it's okay to cry, it's okay to, be in your feelings, or whatever. Like, and I really appreciate my mom for, being a strong woman and raising 6 kids by herself, working 2, sometimes 3 jobs, and
just to put food on the table,
Yeah,
that's a lot of work.
Yeah,
And, Mother's Day is coming up, so
shout out to all the mothers.
Shout out to all the mothers,
hardworking mothers.
If you are a mother listening,
or soon to be mother,
or somehow in life you ended up being a guardian or someone in charge of someone.
Props to you. Hats off to you.
Just You're appreciated. You're loved, and if no one's told you,
it's a very hard job.
and if you're listening somehow on Mother's Day, happy Mother's Day to you. You know.
I always used to think that it was bullshit. Like being a mother is the hardest job in the world. But looking back, like props to my mama for doing what she did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like I back then I took it for granted then because I didn't realize what being an adult was like. I didn't realize what being a parent was like. And the older that I've gotten, the more I've respected her. Like, I just respect her a lot more than I did back then because I finally realized what, like, the shit that she had to go through, how hard she was working and just how good of a job she was trying to do. Even though, like, it was rough growing up and everything, Like, we were in a low-income neighborhood. We were in the hood, like, St. Louis. Like, that shit is not...
St. Louis, Missouri?
Yes, St. Louis, Missouri. East St. Louis, by the way.
Trailer park.
What was that?
Living in a
You're
trailer
park boy?
I didn't live in a trailer park, no. But we lived in an apartment. So it's like a little like complex with like 4 apartments and whatnot, and there's like 4 separate buildings in this little like court or this cul-de-sac. But yeah, no, like my mom, shout out to my moms, like, and I forgot that this weekend was Mother's Day.
Zachary's mom, if you're listening. Happy Mother's Day to you.
Please sponsor us.
Happy Mother's Day, Mom.
Send us $20.
Or just like share it on your Facebook,
Yeah, no, I'm definitely some merch. I'm definitely going to order her some flowers and get them sent to her work this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
So
and another thing, to not totally fucking like take away from Mother's Day, but shout out to all the fucking single fathers out there who didn't have like a fucking
100%. If you are a single father, this Mother's Day, you have
deserve
to be
it.
both parents.
Yeah, you gotta be the mom
somehow
and the dad.
You're divorced, you've lost, you're widowed, whatever the case may be. If you're raising a child or you're raising anyone, and you're a single father out there, this Happy Mother's Day is also for you because you are taking both parts.
Yeah, and another thing. The whole being a man thing. I mean, I feel like everyone in this table had kind of a really somewhat messed up, not total father figure there in their lives.
Yeah,
I just realized that.
My dad was never there.
Yeah.
Never.
My dad was there, but he literally said he didn't know. He literally told me he didn't know how to be a dad. He didn't know how to be a parent.
And that's okay, Like, you gotta realize that, okay, I don't know a thing about parenting, but you know what? I'm going to step out of my comfort zone and step into that role and learn about it, not just walk away from it and not learn anything from it.
In the military, too, it's like the majority of people have like a traumatic, like either a single parent household, and it's like, it's no longer, like, you're no longer the minority of the group, like, you didn't grow up with 2 parents. Now, like, nowadays, it's in the military at least, it's like you're a part of the majority of people.
Everyone has a common, like,
there's a common what? No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, everybody has like a common what's the word I'm looking for? Oh God.
Background?
Common
Denominator story.
Background.
Yeah, common background, yeah. Like,
yeah.
everyone, has had either, like a rocky childhood or, just having one parent, whether it be a father or a mother.
So they fit into a statistic.
Yes.
Yeah.
This was the next thing I was going to talk about, or just mention because it just reminded me. In my entire life, and I remember a day where I broke down in front of you, Rudy, and even though we were drunk, that doesn't mean that there's an excuse for it. But like, I broke down and I like gave out my feelings, and I was just like, I don't want to be a fucking statistic. But truth is, like, most parents, most soldiers, most people in the military have become a statistic near their end of their career. Like, my parents are divorced. They were divorced when I was in 6th grade. I divorced myself. I almost committed suicide myself. I have got, like, there's so many things that you can put myself in that I am now part of a fucking statistic. And it's just like, like now, like, I've come to, like, not accept it.
By the way, just a random thing. If you are, feeling down or feeling like you're nearly there in that little dark patch that we've all fucking grazed upon, fucking hit someone up, fucking If you need to really talk to someone, we're not professionals, but hey, we're here too.
When we say we're literally here, hit our lineup.
Yeah. And if we can't answer questions, there's also other professionals.
We can refer you.
And if you want the suicide hotline, I know it by heart. It's 1-877-273-8255.
Say it again.
1-877-273-8255. I know that shit by heart. Ask me how I know.
And actually, I think that everyone in this room has actually, we all have therapists.
I was like about a year ago, so it's my 1 year anniversary since I almost committed suicide.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you're still here.
No, it's like I was in the darkest point of my life, 1 year ago, like almost to the date, and now it's like I'm not happy, but I'm not upset, and I'm content, and I feel like being content is a good place to be, If you're not like, if you're not where you were before, it's progress,
Yeah.
If you're
Every little bit is progress.
Oh,
yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people get away from that. They think that a lot of people nowadays
They have high expectations.
They have high expectations with having a short attention span with short patience. They expect or they think there should be a lot of progress in a little bit of time. But really, like, any little progress that you've made in a positive outlook,
it's major.
It's major. Especially for anyone that's gone through stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just waking up in the morning is fucking progress.
If you get up out of your bed and make your bed first thing in the morning, that's like
like,
You've already accomplished something.
Like Pitbull, the singer, once said, if you're
Mr. 305.
Mr. Worldwide.
Mr. Worldwide once said,
Pitbull,
Dale.
please sponsor us.
He said, as long as you're not 6 feet underground, it's a good day.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And then also to add, if you're in I don't even know if we fucking talked about it, but if you're in an abusive relationship, regardless of sex, gender, fucking sexual orientation, there's also the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233. Once again, that's 1-800-799-7233. And it doesn't matter who you are, what gender you are.
Doesn't matter. Or
Fucking
whatever you identify as.
Know the signs, and if you know someone who's in an abusive relationship,
Say something.
Know the signs.
And speaking about signs, and speaking about like maybe not knowing if we mentioned it before in the past, dementia.
Yeah.
Dementia.
I'm fucking terrified of it, man.
I've never experienced it personally, but I've heard some crazy stories, and
Well,
it's heartbreaking.
I wouldn't doubt you would.
Experience it personally.
Oh, yeah.
I've never gone through dementia myself.
Bro, we just talked about it.
Yeah.
No, but
Dude, what day is it?
Oh shit! What day is? Oh, it's May 6th. Okay,
So-
it's Thursday.
To give you guys, I knew there were stages in Alzheimer's. No, there's stages of
Yep.
Alzheimer's. I knew there were stages. I didn't know what these stages were, and it's literally mid, mild,
yeah,
and like high. There is early stage, middle stage, and then late stage. The late stage is categorized as severe. The middle stage is categorized as moderate, and the early stage is categorized as mild. But like, it's
not curable, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's not curable.
As of today, it's not
curable.
There are ways that you can try to treat it. There are ways, but not really effective ways. There are experimental treatments, and there are, I guess you can say, guides to try to prevent. I was watching this TED Talk maybe a year ago, and the biggest thing for it is, or the biggest way to help yourself, help your brain, is via neuroplasticity, and that is pretty much not layman's terms, but like to shorten explanation. Always try to learn something new, because people have always thought that you're born with a set amount of neurons, brain neurons, and that's just not true, because it used to be always thought that way, and so like, oh, you just continuously lose neurons throughout your life. But really, your brain will produce and grow new neurons when you learn new things and build new connections in your brain. It's it's not 100% guaranteed, obviously, but if you throughout your life continue to build new connections and learn new things and challenge your brain, you can maybe slow down the possibility of you maybe getting Alzheimer's, maybe getting dementia.
So there's for anyone who's listening, there's an album called Everywhere at the End of Time, and if you haven't listened to it, it's pretty cool. So it's very confusing at first if you don't really know what it's about, but it's basically about the different stages of dementia. And it's supposed to be an audio representation of dementia. And the way that the album starts is that the first song is a pretty clear song that you can hear. It has trumpets. It's like a nice jazz tune. And I forget how many songs there's in it.
There's I think there was like 7. Not 7 songs, but
there's
like 7 stages.
there's 6 stages because I've listened to it.
Yeah.
I've listened to the whole thing. It's actually like, it's really depressing. Like it really is. Like and for those of you who don't know, it's probably hard to see that the camera.
It's very hard, but you can look this up. But how long is it? It's like an hour long, right?
It's like 6 hours.
6.5 hours.
6.5 hours long. But this.
So does it get progressively like?
It progressively
gets the first song. You can explain this.
Yeah, so the first song, like, you can like clearly hear like the fucking different notes. You can actually tell like there's a B. You can tell like everything's fine, and that's supposed to symbolize like the very, very, very first stage of dementia. Everything is fine. Everything seems fine, but
it's a little like wonky in the beginning.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like a little like wavy and like distorted slightly, but it's still like a recognizable song.
Clear.
So as the songs go on and the different stages go on, it starts to get more and more and more distorted, and towards the very end, you can't even comprehend what you're listening to anymore.
It's just unrecognizable.
Yeah,
It's just
it's
noises.
And it's basically supposed to be an audio representation of what dementia is like. And for me, it's fucking like terrifying because
it's sad.
I think of art, but like music wise,
it's dark art basically.
It is pretty much supposed to represent through audio. Like obviously, it's not fact that this is what it is, but this is what this musician's artistic representation of what it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
By the end of the audio, is complete nothingness.
Yeah. And it's like the different stages of dementia. It's crazy.
Because the last song is just
nothing.
Yeah, it's just nothing.
It's just like crazy. It's supposed to like represent like the silence in the brain. Like there's just like nothing going on.
Because your brain is so.
It's like shuts off basically.
It's so deteriorated. You're pretty much, your brain is that of a newborn. It's practically mush. And not literally physically mush, but it might as well be, because you don't know what's going on. You don't know who you are. You don't know who the people around you are. You don't know anything of anything.
You're just a vessel. You don't even know what the concept of eating is. Like the basic fucking
functions of human.
Yeah,
human
the
life.
basic functions of like just being alive. Like it's amazing how people even know how to just breathe. You're so far gone.
The disease eventually kills you.
Yeah.
The prognosis is pretty wide, and it's person to person, but it's 4 to 20 years after being diagnosed.
Yeah, and the sad thing is like my great grandma, she had dementia or Alzheimer's. I can't remember which one.
Well, Alzheimer's.
It's like an early onset.
Is an effect of Alzheimer's.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, she had that, and my grandpa, he had to deal with it because he had to take care of her and everything, and it was hard for him because like she did not recognize who he was. Like her own son. You
And
know.
props to the people who take care of people like who suffer from that. 'Cause
Yeah.
that must be hard on them too.
It
You know?
is, man.
It's
it is-
tough. I'm
it
pretty
is
sure
very draining.
it's more tough on them than it is on the person actually suffering from the.
'Cause, like-
Yes,
this
because
disease.
the person at some point doesn't know what's going on, so they don't know if they're being taken care of,
Yeah.
even though they are being taken care of. There's after a certain point, it levels itself out, and there's no longer stress on the Alzheimer's patient because they don't know what's going on. But now that stress is all on the person taking care of them, and this is why so many people send them away to these nursing homes. But yet, it is still a very huge problem in today's world that once you go into these nursing homes, your life is numbered to days because your health, their health will deteriorate so
much faster. Yeah.
because so many homes don't take.
Because they're not funded enough to be able to.
They're not funded enough. People get abused. Somehow these medical workers
Professionals.
abuse them. They take advantage of them. They steal from them. They beat them. They
malnourish them.
They
man.
malnourish them, and it is something that it burns me at my core, and it's not like I myself can fix the entire world, but like it's one of the reasons why I want to get out of the army,
Shed some light on it,
and like open it up and be a factor of change. Like one of the things a nurse is supposed to be, biggest thing is what a nurse is supposed to be is a patient's advocate. You're supposed to advocate for them.
Yep.
Be their guardian angel. And like most of these people that get into these nursing homes because
For the
no
money.
one can take care of them,
Yeah.
they're forgotten about. There's pretty much a checkoff list. Did they get food? They don't get talked to throughout the day. They just make sure that they're flipped, they're fed, and that's it. And within a month or two, within a year, maybe a couple years, they're dead. If they had the perfect amount of care, they would last several years, I think.
I think, in my opinion, it would feel worse to mourn for someone who is still alive
Oh yeah.
than to mourn for someone who's dead because
it's sad.
they're so gone. They don't even know who you are anymore. They can't even
That's why
take care of
it's-
themselves
You said
anymore.
it's worse.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think it's
Mourn for
worse.
someone that's gone,
Yeah,
like
'cause-
alive.
Yeah, who has
Okay.
dementia?
Okay.
Because you know they're alive.
Because
But
they're
they're
suffering
gone.
they're unknowingly suffering. That is not a life. That's not. You don't live. You're alive.
You're surviving at that point.
You're not even. You're just existing. You're not living.
You're
not
at
even existing.
the mercy of everyone
Mhm.
around you. It's just crazy. I mean, I hope I never, and no one that I know ever, knocking on wood, ever has to deal with Alzheimer's.
Or
because
anybody, yeah.
That's anyone and that's what previously talked about in our other episode. Elon Musk is trying to fix that by the fucking brain chip, by Neuralink.
So I haven't heard or looked into that much. Is that like, I know I'm like this whole so I'm a big like conspiracy head. I wear a tinfoil hat and everything. But it's like I don't. That just blows my mind. Where it's like people are trying get microchipped, and it's just like. That's
You don't
crazy.
think people should get microchipped?
No, I think not. I feel like that's instead of I forgot the exact term, but there's I was just saying, right? I forgot who said it exactly, but it's like we know too much to the point that knowing too much is not good for us. Because we get to the point where we start microchipping people, and it's basically we're when you microchip your dog to make sure if you lose your dog, you know where it's at, right? But for humans, I feel like since we have this consciousness and doesn't matter where you're suffering from, but I feel like if it gets to that point, where you have to microchip a person to make sure they're doing,
But that's not the basis of why they're doing.
No, it's not the basis, but I feel like that's where we're going to. I feel like that's where this whole idea is heading to. It's like we know too much for our own good.
Possibly, yeah.
You know,
I mean, I don't disagree with you, but I don't 100% agree with you because like this thing has parameters. This thing has this specific Neuralink has borders, has reasons, has a purpose. Like they can't literally just do what they want with a chip.
Yeah, it's
not
designed.
yet, not yet. At least
It's designed to do what they designed it to do.
It's designed to do what they are meant to do with it.
At least
But I who's to say that in the future, years from now, other companies develop their own things or develop add-ons, as you will, or extra widgets or programs to add to said chips that like, oh hey, like if you add this to your chip, you can have such and such things. You can have a tracker. You can have things like I feel like companies will come up with their own ways.
Because like at the end of the day, it's about
will
money.
take advantage
It's about money.
of the microchip.
And they will try to monopolize, monetize.
Black
Anyway.
Mirror is a great example of what's going on in the world today. You know, because
Black Mirror, if you're listening, please sponsor us.
But I love Black Mirror. Black Mirror is like, it blows my mind. Like I
Bro,
love that show.
What's your favorite episode?
My favorite episode, it's the gaming episode when they like the simulation.
where you have
yeah.
to control it yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're in the video
the
game.
movie?
When you're in the video game. Or in a horror
They do
movie.
get to like a neural link into a scary video.
So you're
and the guy dies like within like half a second.
Yeah, like so he thinks he's in there for days and weeks. But then in the matter, like he was there for like
Half a second.
like a millisecond. You know, he's having it for like a millisecond, and he
It
dies.
was all because he brought his phone when he was told not to bring his phone, and that interfered with the brain waves, and that fried his chip, and that killed him.
Yep.
So, let me.
And right before that, and that just explains how the fucking brain works. Like in your dream, you feel like you're in there for hours, days. But really, you could be dreaming for just a few minutes.
For example, you know, like this morning, I had like a nightmare, I guess if you want to call it, right? This morning, I woke up to a nightmare. Me and my marketing associate, Genevieve, I had this dream where like we were in like a Hunger Games type thing, right? So it was me and her, and like I didn't recognize anybody else. Yeah, you know, and then like I'm trying to like survive. I'm like doing my best to like, you know, like bring her with me, drag her along with me, and then like she's just like, nah, I don't care, you know, I don't care. And then like so at some point in my dream, which felt like for days, right, I wake up, I don't know, and I'm like, okay, well, I gotta move on. So I leave her behind, right? And then like at that instance, I wake up and I'm in such a shitty mood, right? So then like I give her a ride to work every morning, and then
You wake up in real life?
Yeah, I wake up in real life, and then I'm just in such a shitty mood. And I give her a ride to work every morning, and then she gets in the car, and I'm like, "Fuck you, bro!" Right?
So your emotions through the dream bled into reality.
Well, yeah, because it's like I feel like, and that's where like this whole like speaking like that chipping system, like I feel like that's gonna control at some point in time. It's gonna control your emotions and your like how to act and how to feel, and I feel like that's why it's such a terrible idea.
It's like the episode with the entire history of you, where they get the thing in their eye where they can like record like their life.
Or like like going through the airport, like let me see what you did in the past like 72 hours.
It's a safety thing.
It's a safety
thing. See that you're not a terrorist or not a killer.
Yeah, safety
So
net.
replay your memories the past 72 hours. Yeah. What were you gonna say?
So, what I wanted to bring up is a possible Black Mirror episode. I don't know, but it's the dream that I was telling you about earlier during lunch.
Go ahead and pitch it, dude.
So, I had a dream last night, and it's super vivid, and the dialogue was super, like, on point, that it just felt so real. But, basically, the dream started, and I was late for a train, and I get on the train, and I'm like, damn, I almost missed this train. And the conductor starts the train, and then he comes, sits by me, and he says, "You weren't late. You were perfectly on time." I'm like, awesome, that's great. And then he gives me a shot of tequila or vodka or whatever. It was like a clear liquid, but I knew it was liquor. And he's like, "You might want to take this. It'll calm the nerves." I'm like, all right. So I take it, and then I ask him, "So where's this train going to? Because I can't really remember why I got on this train." And then he tells me, I think you and I both know where this train really is going.
Oh, that's deep.
And then that's when it hit me. I'm like, shit. There's no way. And I look around the train and there's like 3 other people and they're super old. They look super, super old. And I look around. I'm like, I can't be on this train. There's no way. I'm too young.
Holy shit.
I know I'm not supposed to be on this train right now. And he's like, calm down. Some people think that they're not supposed to be on this train. But just like I said, you're right on time. And I was like freaking out. And he's like, it's okay. It'll take a while to get there. But you'll be all right. And then that's when, like, it felt so fucking weird because it felt so real. And I asked him, is it scary where we're going? And he said, no, it's not. It's pretty nice. But you'll see when you get there. And then he said, he like took the glass from me and he's like, now if you'll excuse me, I have other people to attend to let them know. But just sit back, relax, we'll be there soon. And then I just sit back in my chair, just like looking out the window and basically just like seeing all the fucking like the pastures and the sun and everything and just taking it all in, like for the very last time. I'm like, damn. And then that's when I wake up and I was freaking the fuck out. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I don't know if I was like choking in my sleep or something and I was like almost about to die, but it felt so real. Like, I woke up like sweating and shit, but it was insane.
It goes back to, I had asked you also like earlier today, like, what if every dream that we have means something instead of the like a lot of like doctors will tell you, or a lot of people will tell you, like, oh, like, you know, most dreams don't mean anything. They're just dreams. They're just things in your unconsciousness. But what if, ask yourself really, like, what if every single dream that you have has a meaning behind it, has a real message behind it? And what if, given this was death itself, the Grim Reaper, introducing himself to you, and as a warning.
That's the thing too. I can't remember what the conductor's face looks like.
And you know that's crazy that like that's actually a dream and like that you remember it so vividly, because a lot of people don't remember like 90% of their dreams, you know, or something so vivid, you know. It's just kind of like a flash of light, a blur, or whatever, you know. They remember key points, couple sentences or whatever. Like I've had pretty vivid dreams. Like I remember one time I was on staff duty and I had this dream. Like I've forgotten a lot of details since then. It's been over a year since I had this dream, but pretty much the gist of it was I was in my barracks room, and like next thing you know, like I was sitting in my chair and I got like picked up and like I was being possessed by a demon, right? And like I'm like sitting there like they actually so my room is this exact same, like this kind of room, like this layout. So like I had my desk. I used to have my desk there. I had my chair there, and I was pinned up against this window right here. And like I was like sitting there choking and everything, and like in the real world, like I was legitimately like coughing in my sleep, and I wake up, or like so in my dream, like I was being choked and everything, and like I get dropped to the ground, and I wake up and I'm on the ground, like I fell out of my chair, and it was super weird, and like I for days I was like looking up like being possessed in your dreams, demon coming to you in your sleep, or whatever. Like I was like I was on edge for weeks afterwards.
That's crazy because like the brain, like no matter the technology that we have, the brain is the most complex, you know, thing in existence today is our brain.
And you know what's funny and ironic about that? As you are talking about that brain, you are the brain talking about the brain.
Yeah.
Like yeah. Hey, like, did you know that the brain, like that? It's like,
it's your brain.
It is. you are speaking in first person, but also in third person at the same time.
Yeah. Or it's like
it's your brain manifesting itself about the brain.
Or the
brain named itself.
Like neuroscientists, learning about the brain. It's a brain learning about itself, which is weird. It's fucking, it's mind blowing. Yeah.
Boom.
And like this PC right here, it has so many capabilities. It can do so much, but it's nothing compared to the brain.
Yes, it may be handled. It may be a computer, a physical, personal, like a PC, a personal computer, may be able to handle thousands upon thousands of threads and applications at the same time. Yes, but it is programmed that way. It is like we made that.
Yeah.
No technology can compare
as of right now
to the can compare to the trillions of complexities that is the brain, inside the brain. Each neuron in the brain, I feel like a fucking dumbass thinking about the brain because of how I'm still amazed that a phone works the way it does. Wi-Fi work literally the internet, the entire capability of the world's information coming from a box that is called a router, coming into my phone, into my and really all it is radio waves. Really all it is signals and frequencies coming into devices and pieces of metal. But that still amazes me. But that is nothing compared to like the complexity of what is a brain. Every memory, every experience that you have ever had in your entire life is recorded in your brain. Just because you literally can't bring it to fruition and remember it in this current moment, doesn't mean that it's there. It is there. It is all it is a pattern of neurons fired off in a specific way.
Yeah, like the movie Inside Out, I feel like it hit that point very clearly. Like they go into this like storage area with like Bing Bong, right? And it's like forgotten memories, but they're there. They're there and they're stored. Every single moment of your life is stored there, but you can't remember it because you remember the very like extreme parts of your life. But like every moment that you've experienced is stored in your brain, but it's so deep down in there you can't. Cause like what it's like, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like we only like have the capacity of like 10% of our brain.
No, that is
that's a misconception.
That's a misconception.
What people think is that you're using 10% at one time, but really you are literally you don't.
Or subconscious.
You don't.
Your brain is working
10%. You are using 100% of your brain is always on. Your brain is 100% working all the time, and that is false. Those movies like Lucy and
still a good movie though.
They're great movies based on theories that are
Lucy, please sponsor us.
Yes. Thriller genre movies, science fi.
Like Paramount Plus,
science
sponsor.
Science fi. Yeah, please sponsor it. No, like those things are thought because at any given point they think that we're only utilizing a certain part. Like me speaking to you right now, I'm only using certain parts of my brain to bring about my voice and have it, into you,
projected.
But like, yeah, but 100% of your brain is always being used.
Doing something.
It is always on. It is always doing something, either consciously or subconsciously, or what's the word? Autonomously, like automatically, because you have an automatic nervous system, and then you have the do you know what I'm fucking saying? The fucking you have the automatic nervous system, and then you have the non-automatic nervous system, where you fucking you're manually thinking about it.
The semi-automatic.
You're like breathing and digesting. That's
all that shit. Like you can manually stop your breathing, but it's like literally automatic. Your heartbeat is automatic.
You know what's crazy to think about?
What?
That naturally we know how to breathe. Our brain does it all the time. But if you think about breathing, your
Then
brain's like, no,
Oh shit.
no,
Yeah.
I don't want to breathe now.
It's like survival
It's
instinct.
a
you know, like,
survival instinct.
Yeah, 'cause-
It's on survival mode.
yeah, because your brain wants to live. Your brain wants to live. Like your brain is like animals, for example. They're programmed to survive. You know, like for example, like newborn. Like I saw this documentary on National Geographic about, I think it was like hyenas or something, or elephants. The moment they're born, within 5 minutes they are able to like run for their lives, and they know what to do to survive because they know the cheetah or the tigers they're bad guys, you know, and they're off to kill them. Like nobody has to tell them that, yo, maybe you should stay away from this. No, they already know that
It's built into their brain, like this thing, bad guy, me run.
the danger run. you know?
Yeah. And I mean, we kind of have that built into us with
Like stranger danger.
with stranger danger, the fight or flight.
Yeah.
And kind of spit on there. There's like I think I remember there being like a third one.
Fight, flight, or flee?
No, that'd be
It's fly or die, isn't it?
Freeze.
freeze. Yeah,
Fight,
it'd
flight,
be
or freeze.
Yeah, and some people like literally, their body just freezes. It's
Yeah.
complete shock. Other people just completely, their body is just like, get the fuck out of the situation. And other people are like, destroyed this situation. And I feel that part of me, for the most part, would be in the fight situation.
No, yeah, like I will, like if I'm in danger, I'm like I will fight. I will go down fighting. But there's some people who will run, you know. There's some people who will run.
And I've seen it through my dreams where like I don't where like I've challenged myself where I don't want to be the flight because you're not stopping the problem. You're only running away from it.
Another dream that I want to talk about that I've had, that I still remember to this fucking day, and it was another vivid dream where in this dream I meet this thing. I knew it wasn't a person,
But that's a thing.
it was something. And this thing, it was shaped like a person. It had the shape, but I knew it wasn't because it's like it was a shadow. And I looked at it and I was so confused because my mind couldn't comprehend what I was looking at. It was like looking into a void.
I've had those.
And I could talk to it. And I asked it, "What are you?" And this thing, whatever it was, this being told me, "Isn't it obvious? I'm you."
I think I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, and it freaked me the fuck out. And I get like sucked out of this dream back into reality, and I was like freaking the fuck out. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
I am you. You are me. This thing that you make up in your head when you dream is all you. What if I just kind of, I feel like I may have thought about this in the past, but what if every character in your dream is just another figment of you acting as another?
I've never thought about that. That's crazy.
So maybe the way that you treat these other things is how you would treat yourself.
Or maybe how you want to, or not want to be treated.
Yeah.
And maybe this dream, this recent nightmare-ish type-esque dream that you had of this train, maybe it's you thinking that you're ready for death. Subconsciously, not consciously. Because knowing you as a person, I know you don't want to die right now. I know you've got a lot to live for.
I'll kill you if you want to die.
What's up?
But like,
Oh.
but if we're going off of this, I guess, theory that I just came up with.
Mm-hmm.
If it is you, then subconsciously, that maybe you've been thinking that via your depression,
Mm-hmm.
that you're ready to go, that you're ready to die, and you're okay with it. But even deeper down, you're scared of that. You're scared of that end result.
I think everyone is.
And if we really think about it, if we really think about it, everything or every person that you experience in your dream is you.
Yeah.
You are creating that. That is your brain's that is your brain. Your brain is you. You are creating that, and that is you.
That's so crazy to think about. Because I've never thought about that.
All it is a different face that you are made, that you saw, that you put into what you are creating.
Another thing that I know, that I read, was that your brain can't create faces.
Your brain cannot create faces.
It can't create faces that it doesn't know. So therefore, every face that you see in your dreams
you have
is
seen
a
you
face
have
that you've
seen it
seen,
before.
whether it be subconsciously or consciously.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Your
crazy.
brain is not capable of just making up shit.
Except for that shirt.
Yeah, except for this shirt. That
Yeah,
you
my-
put
Which is
on,
dope as hell.
Dudes versus Everything.
My brain made that shirt, by the way.
His brain. Rudy
Yeah.
owns his brain.
It's the most like like what
I
they say.
want that shirt.
What they say is simplicity is the best. I'm telling you, that shirt, I would pay $100 for it.
I would.
Okay, I'm gonna price it at $99 now.
$99.99.
If you would pay $100 for it, then you would not mind paying $19-something for it.
Which is it was a steal basically. So you're stealing from Mexicans. So hey, take advantage of that.
Wow, dude.
Ooh, that's
Hey,
spicy.
We gotta record it, right?
This is going
Hey, we got it in video and audio. Bro, we
yeah.
caught you in 8K. What the fuck?
Like that shirt is amazing, which you can get on
No,
dudesversus.com.
but yeah, check it out. Dudes versus everything. Okay, so let me spell it out for you. www.dudes.
HTTPS.
Oh yeah, if you
Semicolon
if you
forward.
really
No,
want
wait,
it.
colon forward slash forward
How
slash.
about we just the browser will do it itself. DUDESVSEVERYTHING.com. And then you click on the menu, and then you go to shop, or you can just click our shop. If you're on the mobile, click on the right side, you drop down and it'll see our store. Click on it, it's probably the first item there.
Dudes versus everything. Please sponsor us.
We pay ourselves. Yeah.
Except for the marketing team.
We're getting you a sweater.
Yeah. Like I said, bro, you're
Slowly but surely,
You better be wearing that everywhere.
I will for sure.
You shook. Well, not you specifically, but
My associate.
your associate shook on 0%. So
That's fine. As of right now,
Yeah, as of right now, because we're not making any money. Oh, if you are listening and you are enjoying this content and somehow you feel are in the giving mood, if you go to dudesversuseverything.com, you click on the drop-down menu. So if you're on the browser tab on the computer, you hover over the blog section, and then you go down to the tab where it says support us. Or if you're on mobile, click on the menu itself, and then click on blog, and then go down.
Just make sure you close out your
can
Pornhub tabs.
directly, legitimately donate whatever and any amount that you can or want to us, because every little bit will go.
I feel like if they do
podcast.
donate to do that, they should at least get some reward, some
yeah, it's called buying a shirt.
or they yo, I want to hear about this. Then you talk about that on a segment.
I mean,
Or-
well,
You-
that's what we.
you are
That's what
able
the
to-
social medias are for. I mean,
You can
that's
put
free.
a message in the donation if you want, or you're able, so you can make an account
Or you
on
get a
our
shout out.
website and directly comment on each episode. You click on an episode you listen to. If you can listen to every episode via our website. And if you have an account, you can comment directly on said episode.
And if you're the top donator, we'll shout you out. Shit.
Yeah.
Or if you're any donator.
If you're at this point, I mean, if you donate, you're gonna be the only donator.
Every donator will be appreciated, no matter if it's $1 or not. it will
Now,
be
have you seen
appreciated.
those YouTube videos where like the dudes like say thank you to every one of their
No,
subscribers?
yeah, and then like that's crazy because you got these people like the like top streamers, right? Like for example, like I watch Nick Marks, right?
And this fool gets like a shit ton of
Warzone.
fucking-
So he gets like so for example, this one dude, right? Like donates like $5,000, right? Like his whole life savings. This dude, like some person donates his whole life savings, and to the streamer, and then the streamer is just like, whatever, it's just mind blowing. But then you got these smaller streamers. Someone donates $1, they stop their stream. They're like, hey yo, thank you for the $1.
Yeah,
and it's just
that's how I.
it's crazy.
Yeah,
like
man.
I feel like people lose sight of like what they are and then what they become
and where they came from too.
where they came from, because like
It's just like, oh, it's whatever. They take it for granted.
yeah, like every no matter the small donation, like if there is no such thing as a small donation, like
Perez, Robles, don't forget where you came from. Don't forget where you started.
yeah,
right
yeah.
here in this room.
We
Yeah.
started with
A few fucking sound panels on the
We
wall.
started
Not
with-
even that.
We started with notes. We started with a phone.
Yeah, we did start with a phone.
Yeah.
We started recording on our iPhone.
I remember those
And that was
days.
that. We were drunk and recording on a couch, watching a YouTube video, started talking about fucking Sasquatch and aliens and UFOs.
Yeah, and then the stimmy money came in, and we bought fucking. we bought fucking.
And then we went all out
Stimmy
and I
money.
literally spent fucking $1,000 on equipment and software,
which is a great investment.
and which is an investment for the long run. So I'm not begging. I won't ask you people to donate or anything.
Every donation is greatly appreciated.
And it will be handled by our marketing team.
Handled by me personally.
It will be
By the
handled
way,
by
so
marketing team.
marketing
Wow.
team, the head marketing team is me, Caesar, and then my associate is Genevieve Fry.
So if you're the marketing team, then maybe you should be.
We just signed the deal yesterday. We literally just.
That was today, bro.
Was that?
Wait,
that was it?
wait, no, that was yesterday.
That was
My bad.
yesterday.
That was yesterday.
Yeah, so we literally pen and paper
So
was yesterday.
are you in charge of the
We need
Instagram
a-
account now on the website?
No, they don't want to
or-
give us a password.
We need to make a contract.
Because you know what they said earlier.
No.
They're like, as soon as they give us our password, we're gonna change the password.
No.
They're
So
like, we're gonna take over due to this.
no, for example, I mean, in my defense, the scribe that was not on. So we had a scribe. The scribe didn't write that down, so it's not official. But so they don't know that's happening. By the way, me and Genevieve will take over Dudes Reserve thing whenever they get popular. But do not let them know.
Next thing you know, they're gonna be like uploading podcasts from them and like not you guys. Like you guys are just like irrelevant, and they're just gonna be like, it's gonna be like
Dudes Reserve.
Juarez and Fry versus everything or some shit like that.
No, for sure.
Now you gotta change it up a little bit. Juarez and Fry versus the world.
Oh yeah, there you go. Oh no, hold on. Let me write that down. Actually.
But yeah, I think this ends today's episode. I feel like we've gotten a good amount of things for men's health. I feel like we can continue segments of men's health. Like this is men's health part 1.
One more thing I did want to add though is you were talking about you being in 6th grade and whatnot. That was whenever you got your circumcision done.
I got it in middle school.
So yeah, somewhere around middle school.
Yeah.
So get circumcised.
No.
no, I'm kidding. I'm totally
You don't
kidding.
have to get
I'm totally kidding. No, you don't have to
Well,
do that.
I mean, like,
Hey, it doesn't matter what kind of fucking penis you have, man. What doesn't matter how long or how short. It doesn't matter, man.
How
You know what?
fat, how skinny.
Yeah, hey, you know what? Every penis is beautiful.
Every penis matters.
every
You guys hear that?
All penises matter.
All penises matter.
Whether you're a 2 millimeter defeater, you got micro penis syndrome or micro penis.
Or you got like,
Whether you got
or you got a
fucking-
schlong.
or you got fucking
You know?
fucking
BDE,
horse dick.
that big dick energy.
Like whether you literally have the energy of a fucking donkey, like you
matter.
Every inch, every centimeter
You matter.
matters.
Yeah.
Whether circumcised or not, you matter. Just be hygienic, Be hygienic. Be wary of bacteria.
Just
brush your teeth,
clean
scrub your balls.
clean your junk.
Get in your butthole for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Get in your
scrub
butthole.
your asshole. Do a little bit of manscaping. You don't gotta go full bare. But
Make a design, bro. Do a fade.
Go,
Do
give
a fucking-
give yourself a trim.
Give
Hey,
yourself
Rudy
give yourself
Robles here charges $6.99 for his services.
Hey, what's
so.
up?
$69.99.
If we, I don't think we've ever said it, but if you're afraid of prostate cancer or prostate growth, enlargement, help your prostate by orgasming, ejaculating.
Put
Oh,
a do-rag on your
masturbate.
fucking pubes
It's
and get
like
them waves.
It's a 2 times a week. If you masturbate 2 times a week, you will be healthier or some like you will live longer or some
Yeah.
bullshit like that.
And there's actually a testosterone hack, I guess you can call it. If you masturbate one day and then wait 7 days without masturbating or having sex without coming, by that 6th and 7th day, your natural testosterone will peak. So you can kind of like life hack yourself via testosterone within your body by like only having sex or masturbating once a week on the same day of the week.
Bro, now I'm thinking about fucking waves as pubes. I'm sorry. Like, imagine putting a do-rag on your...
Hey, why not? It's the next fashion.
Whatever you want to do with your body.
Our very own Zachary will test this.
Fuck
And
yeah!
give you this.
I got a do rag actually. I got 2, so I got put
Yeah,
one on my head,
sorry.
fucking one down here.
On both heads.
Hey, let's see the waves.
Oh
Then.
yeah, dog! Hell yeah!
Wait, hold on. Let's see the waves.
Wave check. Wave check.
Wave check, goddamn.
Hey, this is going on Instagram, by the way. So
This ain't coming on.
nah, wave check.
Nah, dog, my shit looking rough, homie. I ain't wearing a do rag in days. It's actually pretty rough. That's why I'm wearing this hat right now. So
that's funny.
Yeah, it's fucked.
yeah. No.
But no, like let me readjust that. Right, I'm just gonna hold that. But as we say goodbye, thank you guys for listening. If you guys have stayed, as always, like we will remind you and thank you for every minute that you have listened to, because every minute counts. Because most people take life for granted. Every minute counts.
Oh yeah.
And you're spending your life listening to our podcast.
we
Yeah,
appreciate
you're
that.
spending this time.
Like your valuable time. We
You
appreciate
could be doing
it.
something else, but
You
you're
could
listening
literally
to
be having sex right now. If by some miracle you are having sex while listening to this podcast, literally,
That is.
if you show proof of that, I will send you $100.
Oh shit.
Hey, but
Alright.
put it in like the fucking the
Hey Rudy, what's up?
subreddit or something.
Hey Rudy, what's up?
What's up?
And you have sex to our podcast, or I will.
No, you get free merch.
I will.
Free merch.
Like literally,
Legitimate. Man.
whatever.
Bro, I feel like
It's
we're gonna
first
get-
come, first serve. First come,
Yeah,
first.
come,
Yeah,
first
the
No,
serve.
very-
literally,
the very
literally.
first come.
I feel like
You first come. But no, we thank you for every minute that you listen. And as always, good morning,
Good
good
evening.
afternoon, good evening.
And good night.
Yes. Stay tuned. Till next time. We love you.
beans.
Oh.